To get text updates throughout the event, we are going to ask that all of our volunteers go ahead and sign up for it. When you sign up, just follow the directions. The last one you're going to send is your name. If for some reason you opted out of it last year, then we have some extra steps you can go through. Just catch us on the way out, okay? We hope to start on time. We want to get everybody checked in, get everybody seated, and then we're just 3 hours of training. So, no, I'm kidding. We're going to make it really quick, get you through all the things you need to know, okay? Thank you. We're going to go ahead and have you guys have a seat. Go ahead and come on in, Jennifer.
Hello, thank you guys so much for joining us today. Go ahead and come on in and have a seat, and we will take care of the details after we get done with training.
Yeah, keep coming on in. You guys can come on in and have a seat. If you didn't sign in on the way in, we'll have you sign out on the way out. How about that? Thank you. Come on in, have a seat. Come on in, have a seat. Thank you guys so much. My name is Donna Patton. I'm the Director of Children and Student Ministry here at Peace with Christ. Thank you so much for taking your Sunday to be here. I promise you our goal is to make it really short and sweet because we know you've got a lot of other things to do. But these are some really valuable pieces that we want to make sure that you know going into Night to Shine.
My name's Jennifer Pickett. I'm the one who's been spamming you guys. Thank you so very much for volunteering for Night to Shine. This could not happen without you. A few housekeeping items. So as you guys entered, we had you sign in. If you did not have an opportunity to sign in on the way coming in, like Donna said, please make sure you sign on your way out. That is my record that you guys attended training. Thank you so much for being here in person. For my volunteers that are over the age of 19, so 19 years old or older, we need background checks on you. We have been receiving some, and we do have some from last year, but we have to have a recent one. So if you get an email from me saying that we need a background check, please get that back as soon as possible. For my volunteers that are younger than 19, so 18 and younger, we need a parental consent form for you guys. We have it in the back. Please make sure you complete that before you leave today.
Yeah?
I think those are all my items.
I think so. And I want to thank Jennifer. She's done a great job communicating, getting her hands around this volunteer piece, and loving you guys well. So thank you to Jennifer. Yeah. Yay. You're good. Yeah. All right, so what I want to do is I want to take you through Night to Shine. I want to give you information that you'll need to know if you're a buddy, if you're at a station, what you're doing. Jennifer will get you that information. Please keep opening our emails. Don't opt out of those or the text leading up or the night of Night to Shine. That's going to be the best way we have to communicate to you. A couple of days after, feel free, but not yet, okay? Night to Shine is an event that is very near and dear to our heart. The young man or gentleman now that you see running down the red carpet is our one and only Andrew Limbaugh. And we asked to be a Night to Shine site because of Andrew and our love for him and our love for his family. He means the world to us. When we understood what Tim Tebow's Night to Shine was all about, we knew that we wanted to have that event here, and I think this is our 4th or 5th year of doing Night to Shine, and we absolutely love it. You will not get out of the building probably without meeting Andrew. He what? Oh, he's here today. Where is he? Oh, he's probably, yeah, getting into all the prizes for Night to Shine right now. So, but when we think about Night to Shine, when you think about a prom for individuals with different disabilities, what we really want to hone in on, right, sometimes is, oh, this has got to be for the high school group. And it's really not. We're going to see people all the way from 14. Our honored guests will be all the way from 14 to, I think, 80, in their 80s is what I heard. So we're super excited. It's an amazing event. 2 things that we're going to cover today is how to love our honored guest and the logistics of the night. I don't know if you have experience working with our honored guest, but we have a couple individuals that will talk you through that, let you know the things that you need to know, and then also what the building will look at, the layout, what you can expect when you get here. Volunteers, some things we want you to remember. The first one is do show up on time, please. It's really important. We have over 300 volunteers that we have 45 minutes to get checked in, and I believe that. Jennifer has done an amazing job. We're going to be here with smiles on and big hearts welcoming you and thanking you, but we do need you on time. We need you to be ready to give your best. I promise you at 9:05, you will be exhausted because it is a fantastic, amazing, full energy event. But while you're here, we know life happens and things are happening and it's easy to get a little distracted. But our honored guests really, really want your best, and we want that for them. The next thing is dress for your job. When we use the word prom, I know that means a lot of different things, but what we want is really modesty in the dresses that are worn and the clothing that's worn. If you are an honored guest, we would really, or an honored guest, I'm sorry, if you are a buddy, we would love for you to dress up and look really nice, but remember, it's a prom experience, for our honored guest at a church, so we really want you to dress appropriately for that. And then last thing is bring a servant heart. Super important. There's going to be so much love that night, and a lot of just pouring into our honored guests and helping them to feel special and amazing. So be ready for that. It's super important. Some things that we don't want you to do: don't forget to love well. Don't forget to let us know what you need. We have some people that are going to be really dedicated to you this year. They're going to be bringing you water and snacks. We're going to be asking you, are you okay? Do you need anything? If there's a situation that you're not really sure about, that you don't know what to do, maybe it feels a little awkward, maybe you're like, I don't know how to respond to that. Well, first of all, we're going to have some people in red vest. Those are your first go-tos. We're going to have a help desk out in the lobby area. You can stop by there. There's going to be people to help at the bathrooms. We have all the bases covered to give you the support that you need, but we do need you to make sure to let us know what you need. And then the last one is have a great time. I think once we're in here and we're dancing and everybody's having a blast, it is just so much fun and we love it. I want to introduce to you Michelle Limbaugh. She's going to talk a little bit about People First language, and this is also Andrew's mom, so we love her a lot. And then Grace Shetler, our third grade teacher, is going to talk to you a little bit about the other pieces.
Am I loud enough? Can everybody hear?
No. We're recording.
Oh, that might. Hello. Hi. Thank you for everybody coming. I see some familiar faces and some new faces. If you're new to this, oh boy, you're about to have a really good time. It's going to be crazy. I'm here to talk to you about People First language. If you're in school, you've probably heard something like this, but it always gets a little awkward around the special needs community. What's okay to say, what's not okay to say. And if you're a buddy, I can't really think of a reason why you would need to refer to somebody's disability on the night of, but as it comes up in conversation, you refer to a person as person first with a disability. For example, if somebody is diagnosed with autism, you would say, this is so-and-so who has autism, but they're not autistic because they're more than just their diagnosis, like we all are. We are all more than one thing. I'm a mess. I'm also very friendly. I work at a law firm. I'm a parent. I'm more than one thing. And it's like, which word do you want to choose me? Which word do you want to choose to describe me? There we go. How do you interact with honored guests? It can be challenging. I mean, there's going to be some honored guests coming that are nonverbal, and they're 30 years old being nonverbal. They've gone through their whole life, and they have their own way of communicating. Usually, whoever brings the honored guest in, if there's a situation like that, they're going to be really concerned that their special person gets their needs met, and they'll help you. They'll tell you what signs to look for, this and that. They might tell you that, hey, we're hanging around, so if you need anything, let me know. And I would say utilize them, if that sort of situation comes up. But a good way to practice communication is just like you would with anyone else. Look them in the eyes. If they're not looking you in the eyes, that's okay. Still look them in the eyes. Ask them a question, and then give them time to respond. I know with Andrew, who's outside somewhere, we often say that he's got a little hamster wheel going. And sometimes you'll ask him a question, and you'll see that hamster wheel running around. And then he'll get to it. It's not that he's, not trying to answer. He's just got to process what you said. And there's going to be a lot going on. A lot of noise, a lot of lights. A lot of these honored guests are going to know each other. I know this because half my son's Special Olympic organization is coming. So, it's a big social event for them. And if you've never seen an event where individuals, kids to adults, with different sorts of needs that don't have typical interaction opportunities like the rest of us do, when they all get together and see their besties, it's the coolest thing ever. It's really great. Okay, let's see. Boundary issues? Is that it? Okay, I covered People First and space. Cool, this is Grace. She's going to take it away.
Thank you. My name is Grace. I'm a third grade teacher here at Peace with Christ. I double majored in education and special education, so I really have a heart for the community, for all kinds of different SPED kids and people. So thank you, Michelle, for hitting on the people first language. This, similarly to what she said, just making sure you can kind of communicate with people even if they can't communicate with you. So sometimes if they're really struggling to figure out what to say, you have to be able to like read their signs and infer what they might need. If they're feeling really anxious about crowds and they need to go take a break, they need to step out, and you can always step in and be like, hey, do you need this or this? Giving them those choices is really important because that empowers them to make their own decisions. That empowers them to feel like they are in control because this is their event. So we just ask that you kind of read between the lines and figure out how to best communicate with them, even if they are less verbal than you, or maybe they are super chatty and way more verbal than you. That also happens. So, figuring out how to communicate with them is super important. If you need help with that, we will have people with red vests. They are going to be your go-to if you also didn't meet their caregiver. For your honored guest, finding the red shirt people will always help. They are there to help you figure out what to do with your buddy. If your buddy's having a situation or you need to step away, let's say you want to take pictures with Bronco cheerleaders and your buddy does not, then you can always call over a red shirt and ask for them to sit with your buddy while you go get your picture. We just ask that you please don't ditch your buddy for the Bronco cheerleaders and you still come and hang back out with them for the dance and all the other stations and such. But that gives you an opportunity to also have fun while your buddy is also doing what they want to do. For the communities, as Michelle was talking, a lot of your honored guests' friends will be here, and a lot of your friends might be here. So if you really want to hang out with your community, we ask that you kind of make your community a part of theirs too. Make a group with you and your friends, with your honored guests and your honored guests' friends and their buddies. It can all be like a group hangout, but we just ask that you always make sure that you're still with your buddy or that you're hanging out with them and having a good time. For boundaries, sometimes your buddy wants more space, and sometimes you might need more space. So I always have a personal space bubble. I know some of you might too. But sometimes your honored guest will really want to get up close to you and hug you and be very close. And if you are not a fan of that, you can always express your boundaries and say, hey, my boundary is my personal space bubble, and I really need that. Do you have any boundaries that you would like me to know about? Asking them, that's another thing that empowers them to be able to feel comfortable with you so that you are communicating with them and they are communicating with you about what they need and what you might need. There's going to be a lot of different types of disabilities you see. We ask that you don't bring up the disabilities or mention them. If they want to tell you, that's awesome, but that's not something that you really want to point out your differences of a person, so we wouldn't want them to have their differences pointed out either. The same way you don't like people to laugh or tease or point out differences, or if there's a lack of differences that you're expecting, we just ask that you don't point that out. No comments, laughing, that kind of a thing, because the honored guests are not their disability. If there is something that you are having an issue with, we will have a help desk up at the front. If you can't find a red shirt, bring your buddy up with the help desk and talk to us about what you need. If you're uncomfortable, if you need something different, just come let us know so that we can help you the best that we can, and you can always utilize those red shirts as well. The most important thing is that you have an amazing time with your honored guest. It will be really fun, and we just ask that you guys have a blast too. So thank you.
Grace, we appreciate it. One other thing along with boundaries, in the past we've read in your evaluations that sometimes maybe there's a joke, or maybe there's a comment, or maybe there's somebody commenting on the way that I dress, because there's a lot to comment on the way that I dress. But we really, really want you to help kind of take the conversation in a different direction. So that's a great opportunity to go, hey, we're not going to really talk about that right now, or, I'm not really comfortable with that, so let's go do this over here. Part of this also, buddies, is that we are putting guys with guys and girls with girls this year also. We think that makes for just a lot more fun in a way to go through it with my buddy and my friend, and I get to make a new friend, versus something that kind of looks like a date but isn't. So we think that's going to be a lot more comfortable, a lot better. We also are going to have, here's my friend Andrew. Can you say hi, Andrew? Yeah, he's like, no, I'm not going to say hi. All right, I just talked you up, so they were wanting to see who you were. So we also put some people in the limos in different places where conversation that wasn't the best was happening, and they will also help with redirecting and all, okay? Great. Station leaders, when you get here, each station will have a lead. So you'll come in, check in. I'll walk you through that process in a second. But when Jennifer lets you go and you go downstairs and leave your stuff, you'll go to the station that you're helping at. You'll know what that is. And check in with that lead and find out what your job is. Please stay at your station. That's going to be really important for our whole evening to go very smoothly. We have a small building, and we've got close to 500 people that are going to be here all upstairs together. So it's going to be cozy, but it's going to be really important for the flow of everything that you stay where you are. And then the last one is please be present. Please stay present at your station. Have a good time, but I've got a friend of mine, he loves to watch the Purdue game, and when he's watching the Purdue game, nothing else exists. We really need you here, so we won't watch Purdue that night. Red carpet people. I think red carpet and the crowning are probably two of my favorite moments at Night to Shine. And when you play a really special role, you're there to cheer and to encourage each and every person as they come down that red carpet. And when they hear their name and they come down, you saw the picture of Andrew running down, like it's a moment. And we really want to honor them. So please stay and cheer. You're going to notice a sign. Sometimes it'll signal whether or not somebody may have some sensory things going on, and then we'll clap like this. And they'll show you, you'll keep your eyes on that. That's just so it's very calm as they come down. That may be just a lot for them to deal with. Otherwise, we can cheer, high five, just really love them while as they're coming down. Your smile says it all. It's one thing when we look back at the pictures and we get to see all of our honored guests having a great time, but we really love it when we see you having a great time. So make sure that you do that. When you're done, we are going to ask that if you aren't going to come into the dance, that you go ahead and head out. Again, we've got a lot of people here, and we really want to make sure that our focus is on all of our honored guests. So if you want to come to the dance, you can. Otherwise, we're going to ask you to go ahead and head on home at that point. So this is when you arrive. When you get here that night, you're not going to park here on campus. We've worked with St. Michael's down the road, and you'll go down there and park in their parking lot. We'll have shuttles going back and forth. I would plan on getting here about quarter after, because at 5:30, we're really going to need you in line and our lines moving, if you can. We understand a lot of you guys are coming from work and stuff or after school sports, so just do the best you can to be here. When you come in, you're going to see that there's going to be a line against that wall. You'll walk in through these front doors where the shuttle lets you off. You'll follow the chain around to the chapel where Jennifer will be there with a great big smile on, and she will be checking you in. When you get finished with that, you're going to go downstairs. You'll have a room to be able to secure your stuff in, and then you'll get to come up and go to your stations. Buddies will head in here to the worship center. You'll come in through that door. If you remember last year, if some of you were here volunteering last year, it was like a herd. We got rid of the herd this year. So our goal is to get our honored guests checked in to red carpet within a half an hour. So, and everybody that signs up for a buddy, that you'll have somebody that you're working with. So, buddies, after you check in with Jennifer, you're going to enter the matching line, which is going to be down over on this side. You'll come in through these doors. You'll get in the line. You'll actually come up on the stage. Our honored guests are going to come here. We're going to match you and send you to a table where you'll go. You're going to have a name tag. Your honored guest is going to have a name tag. In the back, you're going to have one of these. They're going to have one of these. They're going to staple them together, put them in a basket, send you on your way. When they send you on your way, they probably could have a caregiver with them. They're just going to want to tell you their childhood history for the past. Yeah, no, I'm kidding. But they may. They may have a few things that they really want you to remember. It's okay to stop. We've got time for you to help them to feel comfortable with the transition. Then you get to take your buddy and you go down the red carpet. Your buddy is going to have a second name piece in their tag. You'll give this to Jenny Keith, is going to be our name caller. You'll give that to her. She'll look at it, call Isabella Bonita, and she gets to go down the red carpet. If it happens that smooth, we will all be celebrating at the end, okay? The dance, after you get down the red carpet, there's going to be somebody at the bottom of the red carpet that's going to take you and your buddy's picture just really quick. That's a little bit for us for ID, and it's also just so we have a record of everybody that was paired up. And then you get to go to all the different stations and have a great time. The dance will be opening at 7, as close to 7 as we can. That's once we get everybody paired up and down the red carpet. Then this room will make that flip into the prom, and we'll get going. Games are going to be back there. There's going to be some munchies. If you remember in past years, we had dinner. There's no dinner this year, no food. It helped us a little bit to make it more affordable. And our buddies, it helps you a little bit not to have to navigate that food piece. These are all of our stations. We've got limo rides that will have supervision, karaoke, hair, shoe shine. Yeah, that was Jonathan. He's ready. Back by popular demand. Popcorn and ice cream. There's going to be a coffee truck. You guys are welcome to buy coffee. And I think Jennifer sent the menu out and stuff. We're super excited to have Joe's here. Ambulance tours, they'll be available out in the parking lot. There's going to be games in the back. Photo 360 is going to be up here. VIPs, which includes Rocky, the Bronco cheerleaders, which Grace talked about, and then our own award-winning coach, George Dyer. And then dancing and crowning will happen up. Dancing and then crowning will happen up here. It's a full night. It is so much fun. I cannot tell you how much we love it. If you were here last year, you might remember VIP was up here. Our VIP is going to be moved to our library so people can go in and exit out the back. We're also not going to have Rocky do autographs. It didn't work out so well last year. We'll have those pre-done. And so you can come in and get your picture taken. Just make sure everybody's ready to get their picture taken, okay? Our safety plan. Our goal is to use Textedly as the number one way that you know what's going on. But if you don't, if you're, just so into everything and you don't know what's going on, again, we're going to have all of these people that will be walking around. They're going to be asking you how you're doing. You might get really annoyed because you've been asked 40 million times, but that's our goal, is to make sure you feel supported and cared for as you care for the most important people that night, our honored guest. Red Vest to me, buddies, are the most important people for you to remember. Red Vest people are there to help you when you don't understand something. They're going to help with any bathroom needs that come up. That's not yours. That's ours to support. They're going to be in the dance to make sure that everybody's having a good time. They're going to be out with the limos. They're available for you. I love Andrew. I'm his godmother, so he has a very, very special place in my heart. yeah. And sometimes Andrew says something, and I'm like, what? And he's like, I want to get coffee. And I'm like, what? And he's like, C-O-F-F. And I'm like, oh, I knew that. You know, but if you have a hard time, the Red Vest people, they're there to help you with that. And there's nothing you can't ask them, nothing that they won't help you with. Crowd control, those are just some people to make sure that the evening runs smooth, that our traffic flow is good, that everything is happening the way it should. Leadership, you'll see us around. We'll be checking in on you. We've hired a security team, an outside security team. There's going to be one checking our perimeter. There's going to be another one out in the front area with the whole limo transition stuff. We'll have one that's dedicated for upstairs, and then one of them will be downstairs with your stuff to make sure everything is safe and that you can get in those rooms when you need to. And finally, our help desk people, they will be taking donations, which we still need if you would like to make a donation. They are there to answer any questions or connect you if you have a special need. Yeah, before I get to the thank you, I really want to reinforce buddies. I think I blew through it, but the last part of your role, it's not only when you get connected, it's not only through the event, but it's also as they go to leave. We really ask that you walk them to their car or you wait for their car with them up front. Mr. Robinson, David Robinson, our principal, and our Girl Scout troop does a fantastic job with our parking lot and making sure that everybody gets out safely. But we just really want to take that responsibility seriously from the moment our honored guests get here to the moment they get in the car. We love social media, so we will have a hashtag for you. Please use it that night. We would love to see all the pictures that you take. We would love to see your experience also. And then you're going to be hearing from me probably the next day, an evaluation. You're what makes this better. We hear you, I promise. All of the comments, we sit down right away the week after Night to Shine. We go through those and we look at them as we plan for this year. So the changes that you've seen are because we heard you and we want this to be a great experience for everybody. So one other thing, I say that a lot. You'll notice that. There's like 10, but I do them one at a time. If you are, we would love, if you're working at a station, we would love for you to be in the shirts, but you don't have to. You're also welcome to be, I know we've got a ton here from Lutheran High. I know we've got some people from different organizations that are volunteering. If you'd like your group recognized, you're more than welcome to wear that organization shirt. If you're a buddy, we ask that you dress up. Andrew, I think it was last year you were in the donut suit. Yeah. And he was in a tux the year before that. So yeah. So you can wear whatever you want that way. What else was I going with that? I think that was it. But yeah, just feel free to wear your organization shirt. We would love that. Again, if you're dressing up, you're welcome to do that. Just remember, modest. Thanks. I sound like my grandma, don't I? Modest. I think that's it. It looks like we may have some people from the media here. If they are, we just ask that you keep just having a great time. They just want to film the event, and that's not for us. That's so we can really recognize the community and love them well, and that's a great way to do that. Yes. Yeah. We also have a sensory room. Sometimes when Andrew and I hang out, can I use an example? Yeah, sometimes when Andrew and I hang out, I get overstimulated, and I need to take a little bit of a time out. No, Andrew might. And so we've set up a room that's a little bit calmer. It's a little bit quieter. You'll know where that is. We'll make sure that there's plenty of maps around and signage. But it's okay to ask your buddy, hey, do you need a little bit of a break? And if they go, yeah, you can say, you can walk them there and then say, hey, do you want me to go in with you, or do you just kind of want to hang out on your own? Yeah. And Andrew, he'll be like, you stay here, I'm going in. Yeah. And so I'll be like, that's cool. But yeah, that's one way to handle it. The other thing that's going to be, thank you, Jennifer, in the back of your buddy's lanyard is all of their emergency information. If for some reason something were to happen, this is what we will take. We will get this, but it does help if you're just aware of the information on here. I think that's it. If you didn't sign in on the way in, please make sure you do so Jennifer knows that you were here. And thank you all so much for giving your Sunday. We really appreciate it.
Any questions?
So how do we know if we're going to be designated as a buddy or at a station?
So there's going to be two ways. One, you should have received an email last night if you were a buddy. I'm also sending out emails to all of the stations. So that's the number one, is you're going to get an email. The second way is when you check in with me the night of the event and you pick up your name tag, right underneath your name is going to be your station. Yes, ma'am.
Just a question. So my son is going to be during the stations. They are only staying till 7 or 9?
Do you know what station you're in?
No.
Okay, so that will be the answer to the question. Okay, so if you are on...
The question was, how long does my volunteer need to stay at their station?
So when I send out the emails letting you know what your stations are, I will also let you know your time commitment. So most of the stations will be until 9 o'clock. The one exception, the one big exception is the red carpet welcome. So if you're on the red carpet welcome, that is going to be pretty much until about 7 o'clock.
Oh, no, it's okay.
Other than that, the rest of them are running until 9.
That out that night.
For those who are getting a shuttle ride, can we describe where St. Michael's is?
They'll have the address. They'll get the address in their email. So yeah, it's right up the road, literally within walking distance. And the shuttle, there'll be a signage there. They'll say shuttle pickup here, and they'll be by very frequently. So yeah, thank you. All right, two more questions, and then we're going to let you guys go. Hey, Andrew gets to go first, sorry.
Coffee shop is the name of it.
Oh, what coffee shop?
Oh, Joe's Coffee.
What color is that?
It's like a turquoise.
I think it's.
Okay.
Yeah?
I have it. I can show it to you.
Good.
Yes, there will be coat check this year. Coat check is going to be set up right over here. Most of our honored guests will be checking their coats while they are in line for registration. So hopefully they will be done with that before they are matched with their buddy. You will be receiving a frequently asked questions list in the email over the next couple of days. If I did not answer your question, please just feel free to send me an email and I will get that answered.
Jennifer, Grace, who's been working with this since we started, and myself will be available if you have any other questions. But we're going to let you guys get out of here. So have a great weekend, rest of your weekend, and thank you again so much for being here.
Please sign in if you haven't.